Star Wars Force Unleashed 3. Chapter 1. The Force Awakens. In a galaxy far, far away, the entire galaxy celebrated the death of the Empire. But on a planet called Feline 6, a small cargo ship landed, and its crew stepped out onto some wet rocks. The rain battered down on them. The group was made of 2 people and a serious protocol droid. They advanced through the rain till they found a rather large cave. They walked into the moss-covered cave, and Lillian pulled out a scanner. "There is definitely a mass amount of power coming from within this cave," Lillian stated. "You don't think it's odd? The Emperor dies and then this energy just bursts to life?" Street asked. Lillian was a dark-skinned woman wearing light grey jacket and matching trousers, and Street was a Caucasian male who wore the same outfit. "My indication tells me there is no society-based life forms on this planet," C3R9 stated. C3R9 was a silver and red droid with yellow eyes. They advanced closer through the cave till they reached the end. There, some rocks had collapsed, and before it was a stasis pod, and it had no power. "I'm confused. Who leaves a stasis pod in a cave?" Street asked, confused. Street and Lillian both walked around the pod and dusted off the glass to reveal someone laying inside the stasis pod. "Hey, there's a man inside," Lillian stated. "Hey, come on, let's get it open," Street barked. Both of them grabbed an edge and lifted the lid off the stasis pod. The pod hissed. Then suddenly, both Lillian and Street started floating in the air. Both of them struggled to get free. Then the person in the pod sat up and climbed out. He was tall and had short buzz-cut hair with a long beard. He walked over and removed one of the rocks, pulled out a silver containment box, and opened it. He pulled out a flask and some dry crackers. He took a mouthful of crackers and swallowed hard, and then took a swig of water from the flask. All at the same time, Lillian and Street hung in the air. "Where are we?" the man asked. Feline 6? Lillian replied, confused. "If I'm awake, then something must have happened to my masters," the man stated. "Like a Jedi master? 'Cause Luke's the only one left," Lillian sighed. "So Kota died. That means Vader's alive," the man sighed. "Dude, how long have you been in there? 'Cause Vader died. The Empire lost, man," Street snapped, confused again. The man stopped, turned around with a shocked look on his face. "Then why did I wake up?" the man muttered. "Hey, whoa, you're a Jedi, right? Is that how you're able to make us float like this?" Lillian asked. "Oh, yes. My apologies," the man said. He waved his hand and both of them dropped to the ground. They stood up and dusted themselves off. "I'm not a Jedi, but I'm not a Sith either. To be honest, I don't know who I am," the man said. "How long have you been in there?" Street asked. "I do not know," the man replied. He then carried on eating his crackers. Street pulled Lillian to one side. "What are we doing here?" Street asked. "Hey, we could always take him with us. Drop him off at the closest social planet or something." "I don't know," Lillian suggested. "He uses the Force. He's dangerous," Street snapped. "You do realize I'm not deaf, right?" the man called out. "Sorry, hey, how can we help you exactly?" Lillian asked, walking towards him. "You said there was a Jedi left," the man asked. "Other than Luke Skywalker, we don't think there's anyone else," Lillian sighed. "Luke Skywalker? As in a relation to Anakin Skywalker?" the man asked her. "I don't know who that is, but Luke's the one who battled against the Empire and won," Lillian told him. "I need to find this Jedi," the man stated sternly. "We can take you to him," Lillian replied. "Hey, is that wise? He's on the other side of the galaxy," Street barked. "We can take him," Lillian snapped at Street. "Thank you. That'd be very nice of you," the man nodded. Suddenly, lasers flew past them and hit the rocks behind them. They all turned and stood behind their ship and gazed across to see a bunch of stormtroopers firing at them. Both Lillian and Street pulled out their hand blasters and started firing back at the same time, hiding behind some rocks. The man ran, jumped over their ship, landing behind the group of stormtroopers, and then he threw his hands out and a massive amount of lightning erupted from both hands and fried the group of stormtroopers. They all dropped down to the ground, their white suits now smoking. Then suddenly a TIE fighter flew overhead. The man watched as the TIE fighter started flying away. The man glared. He then looked at a rock beside him. He raised his hand and the rock started floating. He then threw his hand out and the rock flew off and smashed into the TIE fighter, causing it to explode. I thought you said the Empire lost, the man barked as he approached Lillian and Street as they holstered their blasters. They did lose, but stormtroopers still tried to follow a dead man, Street snapped back. We should leave, now, the man stated. Collect your things and we'll get the ship started, Lillian nodded. The man walked back into the cave as Lillian and Street walked up into their ship. You saw that, right? He used lightning. That was the Emperor's move, Street snapped. Hey, stop it, okay? It's been a couple cycles since he died. He seems lost and we have to help him, Lillian sighed. Then the man walked up into the ship and placed a bag down. C3R9 followed and walked in, still being rather confused on what was going on. He decided to keep his mouth shut and sit down on one of the crew chairs. I was trained by Vader. Then I left the Sith, and then I was trained by Master Kota. But between all this, I was cloned. I don't know how long. I actually don't remember a lot, to be honest. I think the Force is being used to block my memory. Hence why I need this Jedi Luke Skywalker. I am not the original person. I'm a clone, but I should remember, the man stated. Wait, you're a clone? Street asked. Yes, I believe I'm the last clone as well, the man nodded. Look, let us take off, and then when we're in space we can make a plan of action, Lillian stated. Then Lillian went to the cockpit and the engine roared. The walk bridge lifted and closed and the ship took off. The man went to the sink and started shaving. Lillian flew the ship out of the planet's atmosphere, then activated the autopilot. She then walked up to the man as he shaved. My name's Lillian, by the way, and he's Street. He's okay once you get to know him, Lillian told him. The person I was cloned from was called Marek, but he also went by the name Starkiller, the man told her. Okay, Marek, welcome aboard, Lillian grinned. Only one problem is going to take us a long time to get to Luke, and the stormtroopers seem to be in the know-how about you, Street stated. We'll need a team, Lillian nodded. I'll need lightsabers. If I have them, I'm better off, Marek told them. You want lightsabers? Street asked. I think I know where we can find some. Funny enough, one of our new recruits is the guy we need, Lillian said as she returned back to her chair in the cockpit. You cannot mean Zenki, Street asked with a huff. Zenki is currently on Sado, C3R9 chimed in. And he has lightsabers? Marek asked. If he doesn't, he'll know someone who does, Lillian replied. Then Lillian deactivated the autopilot and headed through the 16th King's Galaxy and plotted a course for Sado.